Welcome back to the Sea Champagne Radio Show. Welcome back to I Love Music Army. We have the latest from Rob Halford as he has spoken and shared with Metal Hammer what he recently said about Ozzy's health and the cancellation of the tour that they were going to be doing together in 2023. So welcome back, I Love Music Army. We're glad to have you. We're in Studio One here, and let's talk about this real quick. He said recently that he just sent him a text, although he hadn't spoken to him in person, and he said, "Well done, Bab. Love you." Now, of course, he's referring to Ozzy's recent Grammy Awards for Best Rock Album for Patient Number 9 and Best Metal Performance for Degradation Trip. Now, Ozzy also had a few things to say himself. But before we get to that, let's talk about the quote from Rob Halford in Metal Hammer. It said, "I can only reinforce what all of Ozzy's fans, including us and Judas Priest, have said to him, which is that he has done so much for all of us in rock and metal. He's done so much for his fans, and we all know how bad he feels about having to cancel because he lives for those fans. You can see it every time he goes on stage. He's beaming and he's connecting with everybody. It was terrible for him to have made that important and, to be honest, right decision. He made the right call. I don't think he wanted to put himself through a thing like, okay, well, we'll have to go on tour and then cancel after a couple shows, even though there's a lot of love for him and a lot of care and understanding. I've seen what the British metal maniacs have been saying, and it's exactly how I feel. Put your feet up, Ozzy. You've earned it." That's what he shared with Metal Hammer. Now, Ozzy had a quote himself recently about his health that we all know. He said he's not effing dying, but he elaborated by saying, "I've been working my guts out to try to get back on my feet. I've come to the point to where Sharon says to me, you know what, the truth of the marriage is you can't keep booking tours, failing, canceling. So if I can ever get back to where I can tour again, fine. But right now, I can't. Can you go on the road?" If you said that to me, I could not say yes. He said, "The effing press drives you nuts. I mean, looked at magazines and it says Ozzy's on his last days." He goes, "I'm not effing dying. Come on, guys. I haven't had it bad enough, but I get it. If the doctor said to me today, you can tour, well, it would take me at least 6 months to get together, you know. I've got no idea. You've got no idea how I feel. I feel like a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest." Those are the recent quotes from Ozzy Osbourne. And the one thing I want to say to everybody out there in the I Love Music Army and everybody that's subscribed to the channel or just watching this video is, the sad part is, I mean, 30 years ago, and I know you're a metal fan, but 30 years ago you had Frank Sinatra's, Dean Martin's, all those guys passing away. And then, of course, it moved up in, to where now we have our Ozzy's, our Eric Clapton's, our Paul McCartney's, Mick Jagger's, Robert Plant's. I mean, you could just go on and on and on with these legendary classic rock or heavy metal icons. Rob Halford's no spring chicken himself. The mere fact that these guys are out there even doing it, I mean, just think about it. If you had to ask your grandfather, because, I mean, face it, I mean, they're not 50. They're not, these guys are 70 plus. If you had to ask him to go on tour for 150 dates, I mean, that would be a rough thing for anybody of that age in really great health. So when but our icons, we love them so much. We want to see them. We want to hear them sing the songs that we love so much. It's really kind of unfair for us to ask them to go out and do this. And they have to look out for themselves, because obviously the fans, we buy the records, we buy the tickets, we buy the shirts, we buy the CDs, we buy, just everything that the artist that we love. But the artist, you have to save the artist from himself. And I think that's what Ozzy's finally learning and doing right now. And we wish nothing for the best for Ozzy Osbourne. And it will be a very sad day in music when Ozzy's no longer with us. But unfortunately, one day we will have to face that fact. But that's all we got for the Sea Champagne Radio Show right now. Thank you so much for watching. We want you to join our internet musical global family of friends. We interact with everybody. We love commenting on your comments. So make a comment about this video and you'll never know what we might say back. In the meantime, thanks again for watching. We look forward to talking to all of you soon. We'll be right back.